Hi, I'm Faraz Khan from MyTrack Recruitment, and welcome to Season 3 of the Low Code podcast. Low code is the future of software development, but what is low code without its developers? So this season, I will be speaking to all levels of developers across the globe who have taken the career choice of working with low code platforms. With this podcast, our aim is to help grow the low code developer community by inspiring others to follow the same path as our guests. There is a severe shortage of resources in this area, and we are looking to help bridge that gap by raising interest and awareness amongst developers to look at this exciting technology. So let's get started. Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Low Code podcast. Today my guest is Ricardo Antunes from Portugal. How are you, Ricardo?
Hey, I'm good. And how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Thanks for taking the time to speak to me.
Yeah, thanks for having me also.
It's great. You know, we've obviously known each other for a long time. So it's good to finally get you on. I thought it'd be good to have you as a guest. For those who don't know, you're an OutSystems tech lead at Team Resilience. So it'd be good to kind of start off with just you giving a bit of introduction about yourself.
Okay, so let's see. It's been a long time I do this like in a normal interview process, so part of it should already be in my mind.
Yeah.
So I studied IT and management at university in Lisbon. Then after that, like most of people, we joined Deloitte. At Deloitte, I think it was almost 3 years that I worked at Deloitte. First, I started in SAP technology, functional side, then a little bit of coding part with ABAP. And then after that, I started to was introduced to OutSystems there. And then for a year doing a bit of mix of both, and then starting to focus more on the OutSystems side. After Deloitte, I went to Quan. It's an outsourcing company. One of their clients was OutSystems, so immediately I was interested in that. Like, I wanted to know a bit more about systems. What better place to go than to OutSystems headquarters itself? Then after that, I had the opportunity I was invited to join a company in the Netherlands. That for me was a really nice opportunity to grow, get a little bit out of my comfort zone. I was still living at my parents, so let's do this. Let's go to another country, see how it goes. I joined the company. It was called Valuga. It was recently acquired by another partner. And then 3 years there, I missed my friends, missed my family. So
the food.
The food, the
food.
Probably that get this one a lot from Portuguese. And then I decided, okay, let's move back. I still want to be in touch with the Dutch company. I like the culture, I like the work-life balance, how they act. So that's when I was introduced to Team Resilience. I had some interviews. I talked with the founders. I really liked their approach, the mission, what they're trying to do. So I joined them in 2020, a little bit before COVID, the whole COVID started. And I've been with them since then.
Okay, and you said you started with SAP. Was that kind of your choice, or that's kind of when you joined Deloitte? That's what they kind of pushed you in that direction.
At the time, I think I was like a baby face still. I still remember that the client would joke at us like, like it was 7 o'clock. We're still working at the client, and the client sometimes would joke at us. Hey, Ricardo, do you want me to call your parents to get your
to bedtime?
Yes, like they were always joking. We still had a baby face. So at that time, we went to Deloitte. We joined a team, and we started learning and doing what that team would do. In that case, was SAP. Probably if I went to a Java team, I would learn Java. I think also in the beginning of the career, the important is to get the most knowledge about everything, and then you start going to another technology, and then you start learning what it is, which was more or less what happened with SAP and then OutSystems. And then I looked out, but OutSystems, this saves me a lot of time instead of so many hours coding all of the same repetitive tasks in ABAP. Then I can just do it much faster in OutSystems. The client enjoys it more. The results come faster. So that was like a moment at Deloitte that then it came out from my decision, like, but if I really like this, then I shouldn't be in an SAP team. So that's when I started to look, where can I learn more about OutSystems?
And prior to starting at Deloitte, did you have kind of any interest in a particular, technology? Did you have an interest in something, a lot of people come with .NET and these kind of things where they enjoyed while studying. Was there one that you kind of thought, oh, it'd be great to work with that, or were you more kind of just open-minded?
Yeah, if I look back, I don't think I was thinking too much about it.
Yeah. Okay.
In university, we learned a lot of Java. Java, we had a little bit, not artificial intelligence, but we had some classes about it, but nothing that pushed me like, oh, I really want to go for this.
Yeah.
So that's why I decided to, okay, let's go with the flow, just learn something, see how it goes. If you don't like, switch to another one.
Yeah.
I think that was the initial approach.
And when Deloitte kind of introduced you to OutSystems, had you heard of it before, or was that kind of the beginning?
No, I think I never heard about it. And I still remember at Deloitte, I think there was no teams yet doing OutSystems. At least I think not. Maybe I'm mistaken, but nothing was not so common. And I had my senior from SAP. He got like a challenge from the manager saying, okay, how can we deliver something to the clients that is a little bit more sexy, more beautiful than the screens in SAP? So I did like a small investigation. He came up with 2 or 3 tools or solutions, and one of them was OutSystems. And management went to OutSystems. Okay, let's try this. Let's see if this lands in a client. Me, and another junior guy, we went to do certifications in OutSystems. We sold our first project. We bought some hours of OutSystems, so there was someone more senior to kind of supervise the project, checking if the architecture were right, and also we were learning kind of in the job. And the project was successful. The client really liked it. We liked to code on it. And then from that project comes an extension of that project, then another project on that same client. So the things started to grow there like that. But for me, it's really nice technology. I like to code here much more than I used to like at ABAP. But I would look up, and there was no one with a lot of experience to learn. That was for me the point. Okay, then if I really want to focus on this, and there was always a risk involved, of course. SAP was a giant,
big,
a lot of jobs, the lot of senior people there, and OutSystems, even though in Portugal it was kind of maturing, or it was growing. As a developer, you look, oh, this is a Portuguese technology. It will explode. Then you might go 3 years in this, and then you have to go back to another one. But still, I took the risk and decided to move the career more towards the OutSystems.
A risk well taken, then it looks like now.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the result still. Yeah.
So when you were still at Deloitte, and obviously you decided to move on at the time, obviously now there's candidates and jobs everywhere for OutSystems. But back then, what was it like, in regards to the market in jobs, one, and two, kind of like, obviously I've spoken to people who have lots of years of experience, but there's not that many around. What was it like for you?
Yeah. At that time, I think SAP was at the moment that OutSystems is now. It's like every week I would get a recruiter in my LinkedIn. I have a SAP position, an international client. But for OutSystems, I didn't know much about it. And it was in Portugal already in some clients. But the more I started working, the more I started, oh, this client is also, this multinational also has OutSystems. But I think it was like that.
Yeah. And obviously when you were kind of early in your OutSystems career, was there kind of any other people from your team that kind of went on the same journey, or they were like, oh, I'm going to stay with SAP, I'm not switching over?
The other guy that was with me, the more junior, also left after I left. I think less than a year, he also leave to another one. The senior also left. To be honest, I think he then was involved in OutSystems, but still with other technologies, because he was, I think, probably doing more architecture job because he had a knowledge about other technology. And then the team that came after us that we also coached and trained, yes, most of them then decided to focus in OutSystems. Some still stayed in SAP. They liked it, but I think it was a mix.
Yeah. And then when you was kind of working abroad something you always wanted to do? Is that what kind of pushed you to do it, or you saw, because obviously Netherlands has a good OutSystems community and lots of clients. So is that something that kind of pushed you to that decision, or it was kind of just you knew one day you would want to work abroad?
Yeah, I always wanted to have the broad experience because at university I never had the chance to do Erasmus. So then for me, okay, you never did this. You are, I think I was 27 years old. Like, if you don't do it now, when are you going to do
now
it?
Never.
So
Yeah.
I had the mind. I didn't know OutSystems was big in the Netherlands.
Okay.
Like, I knew it was growing, getting bigger in Portugal, but I didn't know that the second most mature market was the Netherlands. I had no clue at the time. But it's the same thing. I like to follow more people or the management in that case. And at the time I had calls also with the management. I really liked it seemed nice people, people person. So I also went, oh, this could be a nice people. I would like to work with these people. And at the time, also something else that pushed me up was at the same week that I was joining the Valuga company. There was also another person from OutSystems. Is Miguel Mel, is the current CEO of Product League.
Yes,
and I didn't know him, but we were both working at OutSystems. So I just internal chat of OutSystems. Hey, Miguel, I don't know you, but I heard you're moving to Netherlands to Valuga, since he was like 15 years of experience of OutSystems.
Wow.
So I wanted to know why do you want to go? And really friendly. He just we booked like a small chat, a coffee, and he explained why we wanted to move. So he gave me a little bit more strength and reason to take the risk and go to the Netherlands.
And I'm a big believer in working abroad and getting that experience. I've done it. You've done it. I know people who've done it. Is that something you would recommend to people in their kind of career, that they should definitely try something like that if they don't have commitments, of course?
Yeah, it was also a big important step. I didn't have any commitments, didn't have bought an house yet. So for me, it was like, all the stars are aligned for me to do this step. But even if not all are, I always, and it's also what I do with my team. Like, if I coach my team, every person that I meet or friends, I always say, just if you are in doubt, just see if there's not too much wrong things that can happen, of course, but most of the times you can just try it out. And if it's wrong, if it was the wrong decision, you come back.
It's not that bad.
You start where you were, but at least you will not live having that thing in your mind, like, oh, what it would have been if I have gone? What if happened if I would gone? So I prefer to not have that feeling and fail. You go fail, then that feeling is not there. Then
at least you tried.
Yeah. That's
and
true.
did you know anyone when you moved over personally?
I had one or two friends from university, but I didn't speak with them for a long time. So not much people. But that was also a part of me, my goal to get out of my comfort zone. Figure it out, find new friends, talk to
and
different
that's what I was
people.
going to ask, because I've done it as well, and I think something like that, relocating to a new country, I think probably for you now, that experience of putting yourself out of your comfort zone is probably really helped your career and confidence. Would you say that?
And personal life.
Personal life.
If you would look at me at Deloitte, I was probably like really quiet. I couldn't speak to a client, or if the client would do a question that I didn't know how to answer. So all of these things, like the work, moving abroad, having to figure it out, that helps you grow also as a person, and gives you a little bit more social skills that helps you in the end your job also.
Yeah. And did you manage to learn some Dutch while you were there?
I should have learned more. The thing is, in Netherlands, everyone speaks really good English. You go
Yeah,
to
it's
any
very
type
easy. Yeah,
of
yeah.
jobs in the street, supermarket, everyone speaks English.
Mm.
So I never had the need of it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And
It's
I
too
always
easy, isn't
thought,
it?
yeah, yeah. The
Yeah.
thing is, I always thought, oh, okay, you can learn English, English, you can learn Dutch. It's always an
Mm.
extra language. But then I
Yeah.
start to think, but where can I
Apply
apply
this. Yeah,
this
yeah, of course. Yeah.
except the Netherlands?
Mm.
And I didn't have anyone. But if I
Yeah.
knew that now I was living and having a Dutch girlfriend, I
Yeah,
probably would have
yeah.
picked the free classes at the time.
But
But I
it's never
didn't do
late.
that.
It's never too late. It's never too late.
Yeah, now my girlfriend complains that I cannot speak with her entire family, so I need
Tell her,
to
tell her
learn.
there's apps for that now. You've got some
Yeah,
apps for
I
that.
used I used the Duolingo last year. I was 2 months
Yes,
there for
yes.
teaching an academy, and I used Duolingo for those two
Mm.
months, and I improved a lot
Got
the
you
Dutch.
through. Yeah,
I cannot
yeah.
have full conversations, but I understand
Enough. Yeah, yeah.
a lot of things. Yeah.
That's really good. That's great. And going back to your kind of work experience without systems, you've used it from about what, 2014? From about 2014?
Mm, yeah,
2014, 15,
14,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
14.
So, that's about nearly 8 years, let's say, in our systems.
Yeah.
And what version were they using at that time?
I think when I at Deloitte, I only use version 9 already, so
Okay.
quite new. It was
Yeah,
already
okay.
having
Yeah,
aggregates.
yeah.
But when I was at OutSystems, I was in a team that also did some maintenance on some
Mm,
clients, and there were
mm.
some clients with version 6. So I think
Okay.
not even aggregates it would have. So that
Mm.
one I was like, oh, if people that invested to be
Yeah,
full developer in OutSystems at this time, they
yeah.
were really already looking like too ahead of their game
Yeah, 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 yeah.
for this. Yeah.
And in that time that you've been using, OutSystems, what would you say, that if OutSystems is forever evolving and releasing things to kind of, make the customer and developer experience better. What would you say over the time that you've used the platform are some of the key things that really you made you think, wow, these guys are trying, they're the best, these releases are definitely game changers.
Yeah. I mean, I think you don't notice huge ones on the day to day, but then
Yeah.
if I look back like 2 years, then it's the moment you realize, oh, this is it's quite evolving.
Mm,
It's been a big bump in things, but I
yeah.
think the biggest one is still to come.
Yeah.
With the next version.
Yeah.
Because right now they build for years and years for
Mm,
the entire life. They build on architecture stack on the basis of the platform till
yeah.
systems 11 with one mindset of the platform architecture, and now they are shifting it completely around.
Yeah.
So I guess that till now it's more and more difficult to add new changes, but
Mm,
re-engineering the entire infrastructure behind it now with the
mm,
ODC, I think they will be delivering it like 10 or 100 times more
yeah.
functionalities with a
Yeah.
completely new architecture.
Mm.
Yeah.
And kind of in your, you obviously in working for Team Resilience, when you're kind of pitching to customers, are you involved in that process of kind of trying to land new
No
customers?
pre-sales yet, but
Yeah.
if it's needed to do
Mm,
some estimations or to
mm,
proposals,
mm,
I'm consulted, but not
mm,
fully
mm,
my job
mm.
at the moment.
And have you ever kind of looked at or dipped your toes into any other low code platform just to compare and see what they offer?
Yeah, not fully, but some. When I was in the Netherlands at Valuga,
Mm,
before Valuga, the company was called Time Series that was
okay.
acquired by by Mendix recently.
Okay.
Because they had Mendix as a base, and then they created a Valuga for the OutSystems stack. And we would still act as one company. We were one team. So once we proposed, like, okay, let's do a presentation of OutSystems. You guys do a presentation in Mendix, and we start see what is missing. So for me, it was really good to kind of be enlightened on what else is there. They showed us how can they do it, what comes out of a box, what is the selling points, what is the downsides, and we did the same for OutSystems. So for me, I never code in Mendix, but I saw more or less how they do build the flows and what things they can do and not do. That was my only experience there.
Okay. And, you know, in the time you've been working with OutSystems, have you come across, you know, any kind of low code haters who kind of don't believe in low code, or, you know, not fans of low code that you've had to kind of have debates with?
Yes, but less and less. I think they will still be there. There are people that they are really good in high code, and for you to build on a high proficiency on those technology, you really need to be good and know so much things about the ins and outs. And people have that experience. They don't want to just leave it out. I know, and I don't want to start over. So they are kind of the hard fans of hard code,
Traditional,
high code. Those will still be there, but a lot of people that would say bad about low code, or I think it would be much more of a misconception, or not fully understanding what it is for. Because if you look low code, it's the name itself kind of, sometimes it might seems that it's a low development. So the name itself might put you on a wrong impression of what it is there. That's why then you start seeing the no code names, and now with in next step, OutSystems is trying to position themselves into the high performance low code to differentiate themselves even more. But actually, there's a good session from Gonçalo Gaiolas in PJ in next step, that they go over a lot of misconceptions or things that people think about low code that are not true, but especially about OutSystems. I advise everyone that is involved in pre-sales or is trying to move a client to adopt low code to go over that session.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good reference point to watch for sure. And you know, so like you said, you're now at Team Resilience since 2020. Do you want to tell us a bit about them, and, you know, kind of a bit about the company and their background and what they're doing?
Yeah, I can tell you the way they told me, because it was how
this is your plug. This is your plug.
How I bought the vision. So the company was founded by two old friends from Oracle times, Frank and Vincent. They live together in the same village near there, and they always had in mind, we need to create a company, but times go by and nothing happens. And they had once the experience with the OutSystems at one of their clients. They would still do some assignments, and they saw the potential of OutSystems, but they were not very impressed with the partners around the ecosystems. So they thought, okay, the technology is really good. The developers can really deliver things faster, but there's a piece here missing. You need everything around it. You need the management of the team, the requirements, right? So if you have a team that can be really good on this with OutSystems, then you can differentiate yourself. And that's when they talked to Marcel, was their former boss at Oracle. I think he was the director of Oracle in Europe.
Wow.
So big network also, which gave me a bit of confidence to join them. And he also wanted to join in this adventure. So this is how it started. I came across them in 2020 February, and I had for me, they had a really difficulty to hire developers in the Netherlands. And for me, I still had a good network in Portugal. I wanted to move back to Portugal, seeing the connection. So it was kind of a good match. I proposed to help them set up the office and hire here in Portugal. So that was kind of my part-time job. So I'm still acting as tech leads tech lead in one of our customers, and a side job building up the practice, the office, all the bureaucracies that in Portugal to help ramp up this project. And I think was last year in February that the entity was established, and I think today we are 14 people today.
Wow.
In January, I think 6 more will start.
Wow,
so
very good.
We're growing fast here.
It's good to see, a company of your size growing in the kind of economic status the world is in at the moment. It's good to see companies who are still kind of going strong and hiring people and going in the right direction.
Yeah, but I think a lot of companies, they will force sales and try to sell projects, and then okay, now we need 10 people, let's hire 10 people. We don't like to do that approach. We are constantly trying to find good people. As Vincent say, we only want to hire A players. So we always try to find them or coach them, train them. We have academies and we train them from scratch. And then if we find those people, then it's easier to place them at a client, or to have gather a team to deliver a project at a client. We prefer that approach so that we can keep the culture of the company. Everyone enjoys to work with each other, still like a small family. Then the other way around, then you would be forced to hire people that are not the perfect fit.
Yeah, sure.
So it's been our strategy on hiring and growing.
Stay away from the panic buys.
Yeah.
Right. That's good. And something obviously we spoke about a lot in the past. What do you think is, the Dutch market, and what do you think it's so difficult for Dutch speaking candidates, the availability of them? And obviously we know majority of them end up becoming contractors, but do you think that's because majority of the market is made up of expats moving to Netherlands, or there is people around, just they don't really, the Dutch market, people don't really like to move around too often?
Yeah, I've been asking that question also to me. I don't want to fully answer because it's really hard to hire. It's like one answer that I would be inclined to do. It's also why I wanted to just work with Dutch companies.
The
way that they treat everyone, and for me it was like a eye opener coming from Portugal and seeing the companies here, and then moving to the Netherlands. It's like, oh, this is really
very
nice.
different.
You are treated well, you are recognized for your work, and maybe I was lucky on the 2 companies that I worked, but I think on the other way, I think more companies do this. It's probably because it's so hard to hire that you have to provide,
make sure your staff is happy. Of course.
Make sure that everyone is happy, so then people stay for longer, so they are not looking for a change. That could be one of the reasons. But the other, you're saying about freelancer, I also see there's a lot of developers moving to be freelancer.
I guess it's because of the growth of OutSystems that they're always in demand. So there's obviously work out there for them to become freelancers, or they wouldn't.
Gives them the confidence that they will not need to spend 1 month doing sales for a 1 month project. Can be a good reason.
And a final question from my side is just, you've had a good career so far, what's your kind of personal aspirations, things you kind of want to achieve in the next 2 to 5 years, kind of, goals that you may have set yourself?
I have always a lot of aspirations or things to look for. Maybe inside tech, still I really like team resilience. I think we still have a lot to grow and to expand. we would like to go to other locations, other countries, and help OutSystems grow there. I think we have so many nice projects, nice success stories. We've recently won an award for user experience in one of our apps in our clients. So we have so many good things still to do. There's so many clients that still don't even know what's low code. So I think there's still a lot here to do, and it still gives me a lot of joy, like delivering a successful project, winning an award with a client. That's still something that I want to continue doing for the next years. And also more on personal aspirations. Inside a company, I really like to see team members grow, help them grow. So more on the talent and like personal growth, something I'm starting to get more interested in. Also getting some coaching to be able to help more my colleagues. And then outside this, I'm a kind of part-time investor. So I do investments, mostly stocks. I have a public profile in eToro. It's like a social platform.
I've seen eToro. They sponsor a lot of football teams, I've seen as well.
I think I've been investing there already for like 7 years. And in the last year or something, they have kind of ranks of investors. So if you bring a lot of investors to your profile, people copying your investments, then you kind of reach another level in terms of the platform. So I'm still on the second level, but it's like a nice extra revenue that you get.
It's good.
You get paid from.
I might have to hit you up for some tips.
It's also with my team. I always talking about investments. I can spend hours talking about it. It's not. It's not.
I guess it's a nice thing to kind of a nice focus to have to take you away from your day to day. Just another interest that you can put a bit of effort into and get some monetary return on it as well.
Trying to right now. It's like I couldn't live out of it, but in the worst case scenario, at least I wouldn't starve. But it's more because it's an hobby. Because for 5 years I would do this, almost gaining anything. It's nothing. So in the last year is when I started to get monthly payment from the platform.
That's really good.
Returns. But that's something I want to continue pursuing and growing the account because I can still have 2 levels to go. And it's something that takes me like 30 minutes to 1 hour per day. So at the end of the day, I switch, do some analysis, I update on the news, and that's it.
That's great. That's a good good side little project you got going on there. I think definitely. Great. Well, that's really good actually. I'll definitely ask you for some tips maybe in the future.
I'll ping you on my profile if you want to.
Sounds good. Investment group. Sounds good. Well, thanks for taking the time, Ricardo. It was really good to talk to you, hear about your journey, how you've kind of I think what's different about your discussion with me compared to nearly everyone I speak to, you were kind of guided by your company, to reach OutSystems, where a lot of people may have applied for a job or just started without, not a lot, but some people would have started just straight out of university with OutSystems or from .NET and just kind of applied for an OutSystems role. But it's there's not too many people who kind of just start a job with an open mind and say, okay, well, I'll do this and let's see kind of where it takes me. And it's nice to see that you had SAP in one hand and OutSystems in the other, and you took the risk to go with the lesser known tech, and now it's definitely the right choice.
If you need to go for the things that brings you joy to work. SAP was not and OutSystems was, so it's, at least maybe it's not doesn't have success. It had, but at least you in the moment you can be proud, or you can enjoy your work. I think that's important. If you like your work, then it's easier to grow on it.
Definitely. Well, thanks, Ricardo. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks.
We'll definitely speak again in the future.
And thanks for being an evangelist of low code in
of course, UK. Always. Thank you. We're trying our best to create awareness everywhere. That's why we try to get guests from all over the world. we try to, look at regions where there might only be like a few developers, but if you speak to one, that might help others jump on board, and kind of be a bit more open to it. And my goal is to, one day stop doing recruitment, just pack my mic and get on the plane, go everywhere and do it face to face. That would be would be my end goal. But I think we're a bit while away from that.
Okay.
Thanks, Ricardo.
Yeah, thanks.
Take care. Thank you for listening to the latest episode of the Low Code Podcast, hosted by iTrack Recruitment, global leader in low code recruitment. Be sure to subscribe and see you next time.